All right, I think we are ready to go. So I'm going to start. I'm kind of keeping a glance on things, making sure everything is working okay, and it looks like it is. So welcome to another episode of Sight Reading Maverick. I had an absolutely wonderful time last weekend with the Ivory Duo Piano Ensemble with Natalie and Peter. So I hope you joined us. If you missed it, by all means, please go back in the archives and look for last week's episode. It has a special red banner on it, and we had a lot of really good discussion about sight reading, about strategies that we use, and also about why we think it's an important skill and why we love it. Today's episode, let's see, we have a couple requests that I'll be playing, and then I also supplied my own requests that I really wanted to do. So that's what we're going to do today. Make sure the volume is okay. If you notice anything weird about the volume or anything like that, do let me know in the chat box. And if you have any questions as well about my process or about anything, I guess, feel free to leave it in the chat box, and I'll try to keep an eye on that throughout the show. All right, the first request were the Spanish dances by Granados, and the person who requested them, our favorite Louise, he requested numbers 2 and 5 in particular. Right before I pushed to turn this on, I noticed that number 5 I actually know really, really well. So I would be totally dishonest if I said I was sight reading it. So I'm gonna read number 1, and then I'm gonna also read number 2 and maybe some others if we have some time. So the first one is Gallant, and this is in G major. A little disclosure, I know this one by ear, like I recognize it. I can look at it and go, ah, yes, I hear it in my head. It's one of my favorites. So that's why I want to do it. But I've never read it. So 3/4, lots of different tempo changes. It alternates between allegro, andante, allegro. At first you only have quarter notes and eighth notes. But then, looks like on the second page, you get triplets. But just for a little lick that goes up the scale in the top line, the alto line has these little, and it just follows up the scale. Goes to G minor in the middle here in the poco andante, and then it returns to the A section. Very straightforward. We love straightforward. All right, so again, I know this by ear, so I sort of have an idea of tempo. But if I didn't know this, I would definitely be choosing the tempo based on the fastest note value, which in this case are these triplets. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I really love these pieces. My dad was an amateur guitarist, so I grew up hearing the guitar a lot and hearing guitar recordings. So I think this is often, or maybe all of these are often played on guitar. So it reminds me of home. I want to point out something. There's a lot of repeated passages in here, because like with so many dances, there's a lot of repetitive stuff. And I kept trying to get it better and better. I was misled a little bit about what I thought the music was going to be. So every time I got back to it, I tried to slow it down a little bit so that I had a little extra time to see if I could get the correct notes. So anyway. All right, this second one, which was requested, is the Oriental. This one is in C minor. 3/4, Andante. We all like Andante. The left hand starts in the treble clef, and the right hand has the melody, but the left hand has a lot. The eighth note pattern starts as a repetition, but then it does get a little bit more noodly, a little busier, and it's the type of pattern that I don't think I want to leave out as much as possible. So I'm going to try to be as accurate as possible. We'll see what happens. The right hand, luckily, is pretty straightforward. Lots of thirds in the right hand, but it's a slower tempo, I think. Oh, I do recognize this. Good. But with thirds, you know, you don't have to play all the thirds. To simplify it, that's one of the things you can do, is just play the top line. Usually it's the top line you want. It's going to be repetitive again because it's a dance and because it's music. At the bottom of the second page, it goes into C minor, even though the key signature, oh no, what am I saying? Yeah, it's all C minor. Sorry, for a minute I thought G minor. No. So it stays in C minor, lento assai, and it goes into 6/8. So instead of feeling it in 3, it's going to feel like in 2. And the left hand goes into 16ths. Very accompanimental. So I'm going to try to grasp the chords more than anything in the left hand, and then really focus on a beautiful melody. There are some ornamentations, things in here. And that's another thing that you can sort of let go if you need to when you're sight reading. All right, goes back to the beginning. So that's always nice because then you get a second try. All right. Tempo, yada. I think actually what's going to end up happening is the speed of the eighth notes in the first section is going to be the same as 16ths in the middle section. We'll see if that happens. haunting one, really. I enjoyed that a lot. I did have some trouble with this trill. I don't know why. So one time I decided to leave it out to concentrate on my left hand and to get in there what I was hoping to have gotten in there. All right. I want to do some more. I really like these. I'm kind of checking time here. 1:15. Maybe one more. Not that one. I don't think I recognize these, which is fine. It'd probably be a little bit more honest if I read one of these. Okay, I have to just choose. Does Louis have another one he wants me to do? I wish I knew these better. Okay, I think I'm gonna do okay, I'm just gonna choose this one because no, I'm not gonna do that. There's like a lot of them with hand crossings. I'm not in the mood. Okay, we're gonna do this one. We're gonna do number 4. But this one has hand crossings too. But, so I'm gonna look at that and assess here. Okay, there's hand crossings, but how can I simplify it in my head so it's not as scary? So it's always going to a D at first, and then it's always in the chord. And the right hand is actually pretty repetitive, so that should be easy, right? So it's G major at first into 4 with that hand crossing thing. Then it goes to C minor. And we've got some 32nd notes in there. Yum, ba da 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 dum. Bum, 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 ba da 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 dum. Okay. Piece of cake. Yum, ba da 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 da. But I'm not going to do it too fast because of the hand crossings. faster. Okay, I got severely impatient with that one. Oh, Louis, I missed your recommendations. Okay, well, I'm glad you liked 4 too. That was very repetitive, and sometimes I get antsy because I also question, like, is my tempo right? Because it felt a little bit slow, so that's why I kept getting faster and faster. Whatever, it's sight reading. It's supposed to be fun, which it is, so that's good. All right, now we're gonna move on from Granados. So thank you, Louis, for recommending that one. I'm gonna now move on to another one, I believe, that you recommended, which is the Louise Farrenc. Is it Farrenc or Farrenc? I have no idea. Natalie's here. Hi, Natalie. Natalie was with us last week. So hopefully you're a little bit in a more relaxed state this week, now that you're not on the hot seat. Okay, so the Valse Brillante, again, I have no idea how to pronounce her last name because I'm terrible at names. I'm sorry. It's just the way it is. So this is her opus 48. It's a waltz. It's probably supposed to be really fast. That's why it says Brillante. We'll see about that. Obviously in 3/4 because it's a waltz. Seems like quite the salon piece. You've got opening flourishes with arpeggios. And they look like B-flat major arpeggios, which is interesting. Okay. Oh my gosh. Okay. I turn the page and there's all these arpeggiated things. So this should be interesting. But the left hand is quite straightforward. So I'm going to lock on the fact that it is very straightforward in the left hand. It outlines the chords. So then I can really focus my attention on what's going on in the right hand. And really the right hand is just a lot of arpeggiated stuff mixed in with melodic stuff. So we'll see what happens. It's actually not, yeah, there's just a little bit melodic. Goes back to the previous section. Then you've got a nice, easier one without eighth notes. So I'm telling myself, I'm gonna breathe there. Goes back into eighth notes. But different material. Scales, chromatic scales. She's hitting all the things. Thirds. This will be fun. And it's quite repetitive. And then it goes to 4 flats right here. So we go to A flat major, and it's a very much I don't know how to describe it. Inner voices have those eighth notes, Again, I'm not going to pay attention to them much aside from the fact that it's providing the harmony. And then here, the left hand looks like it has more of a prominent part. Okay, then octave higher. How am I going to get there? Okay, it's straightforward actually. And then this looks hairy. Okay, whatever. And then it goes back to the beginning. Lots of scales at the end. Okay, let's just do it. Whatever. It'll be what it'll be. Yum ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. Bum ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. Bum ba-dum ba-dum ba-dum. I think I'm gonna do a little bit. Bum. There aren't 16th notes, so I can't do it too slow. Yeah. Went pretty well, but there were definitely times when my brain was like, I need a break or something. But that was lots of fun. Whew. Okay, that was a fun piece. So Louis Farrenc's Valse Brillante. And hopefully there was a little bit of brilliance in there. I tried to shoot for that. Fun. All right, the next thing on the program is kind of interesting. This is a Godowsky arrangement of a Rameau piece. Apparently Godowsky actually arranged tons and tons of music from kind of the Renaissance period and early music. And so this is one of those that looked a little bit more doable. If you don't know who Godowsky is, he did a lot of very difficult transcriptions and arrangements, but some of them are also more doable. So I'm going to take a look at this one. This is the Musette and the Rondeau, or maybe it's a Musette in a Rondeau form. That's probably what it is. I have no idea what this is supposed to sound like, so this should be interesting. 3/4, E major. Very chordal. Well, I mean, it's always going to be chordal, I suppose. I don't know. I don't know what else to say. There's quite a few dotted rhythms in the main thing. 3. So I want to make sure I have the right rhythm. Bum, bum, ba-da-dum. And there's triplets in here. 8th note triplets. Ba-dum, bum, ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. And then there's 32nd notes. Ya da 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 da. No, that's not right. So dum ba ba bum 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 are 16ths. Bum 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 bum. Ya da 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 dum are 32nds. Ya da 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 dum. Okay, is there anything faster than that? Ya da 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 dum. There's a lot of those. Nope. It gets kind of dense in here, so this should be interesting. But I don't think it changes key much. Ah, there's a hand crossing thing. So let me see what that is about. So it's just octaves. Does it change? Yeah, so it's just a little bit of that. Okay. So I think I kind of found my tempo by fooling around with all those subdivision. Ya da da da, ya da 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 da. I think I'm too slow. 1 sec. Because I just realized there was a metronome marking. So, it says 76. Yeah, so I'm a little slow. Okay. Oh my gosh. So that was a lot harder than I was anticipating. It seemed like it should be so simple. Um, but as with so many Godowsky, the melody, I kept losing where the melody was. So that made it a little crazy, but still beautiful. And I think that would be a lovely piece to learn someday if I actually knew what I was doing. All right, next piece. I'm kind of on an ancient music kick today, apparently, and not quite sure why. So this one is by Chaminade, and it's a set of pieces in the ancient style. So going with this same feel. This one is in E minor, excuse me, 6/8. It's an allegro. I probably won't do allegro. We do get some octaves in here. Let's see. Yada da 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 dum. Yum ba bum bum ba bum bum ba bum yada da 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 dum. And 16ths. Bum ba bum bum ba bum bum. So dotted rhythms and 16ths. Octaves. Dum ba bum bum ba bum bum. Not too bad. Then it does go into E major in the middle. And then just very patterny, but it's by the beat, changes the chord. So I'll lock onto that. Second page, the right hand figuration does get a little bit more melodic, but very pattern oriented. So I'll try to lock onto that. Trills. And then it goes back to the beginning. All right, let's do it. I'm gonna try to be brave today and take faster tempos. I think Natalie liked that last one. Okay, 1, 2. 1, 2. had a lot more spirit than I thought it would. And I didn't realize there was only one of them. Oh, it's just one piece. I thought it said it was plural. Anyway, whatever. That's a cool piece. I really like that. Let's see. Oh, Natalie's having a recommendation, I think. Okay, we should talk about that, Natalie. I'm going to keep it secret. No, people can read about it. All right, the next piece, what time is it? Oh my gosh, time is flying. I think I may skip the Sonatina right now by Reynaldo Hahn. And I'm gonna go to another piece by him and then come back. Whew, I'm hot now. That was kind of energizing. Yeah, so I'm gonna actually skip to the Reynaldo Hahn Variations on a Theme on the Name of Haydn. Variations on a Theme created by the name of Haydn, whatever. So I've played a lot of vocal music that Hahn wrote. And I haven't done much of his piano stuff, but somebody introduced me to his sonatina, which I'm very eager to learn. So I was going to sight read a little bit of it today. I think I won't do that yet. If I have time at the end, maybe. All right, so let's see what this is like. A lot of times, variations can be kind of nasty, but these look somewhat doable. And it's kind of sweet because it looks like there's a little bit of hat tipping to Mr. Franz Joseph Haydn. So the theme, I don't know why that comes from Haydn, except you've got A, Y, D, N, whatever. We'll go with it. Allegretto grazioso, G major, 3-4. So the theme is nice and simple and straightforward, very homophonic, meaning the hands are playing the same rhythms as one another pretty much. The first variation, the right hand goes into 16th note figurations. Second variation is more simple again, lots of tied notes, kind of homophonic. The next variation goes into G minor, so I want to remember that. And it's right hand, left hand alternating. Really try to grasp chords by the beat, not by left hand, right hand, so that I'm not going, oh shoot, what's this? But I block them together to simplify in my head. The next variation is back to G major and looks like a lot of figuration. When I have a lot of figuration that's not strictly easy to grasp patterns, I really aim for like the downbeat of every measure if it's in 3/4, and then look at the shape. I'm not reading note by note per se. Then it goes into an allegro assai, which just looks like a barrel of fun. So let's see how it goes. Nothing faster than 16ths. That sounds good. 1, 2. that's really fun. What was this here? Oh, that's nasty. Oh, that was really fun though. I enjoyed that. So that was Reynaldo Hahn's Theme and Variations on the name Haydn. Yay! All right, next and last probably on today's show, we're going to return back to Cécile Chaminade. And we're going to read her, at least one or two of her 3 preludes. Cécile Chaminade, I can't believe how much music she wrote for piano. It's pretty amazing. So I'm kind of trying to work through them and find the ones that I really like. We start this first one. It's an andante con moto e molto appassionato. Très soutenu. So very sustained. That seems right down my alley. F major 2-4. Ah, you turn the page and then I freak out. It's okay. Why am I freaking out? It gets a little bit dense, so I think I'm going to focus on the outer voices. We've got triplets. Ooh, the last page looks a little nasty. But because of time, I'm not going to worry too much about it. Focus on outer voices and chords, pulling out chords. Okay, I don't know. It says 88. I wish I could have find a melody. Let's see. Bum 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 bum. A little bit slower. Bum. Et voila. So there we go. I guess that's the end of the show, but that was Chaminade's Prelude. That was her first one. I thought that was really pretty. I think I would consider performing that again, or playing that again. Definitely I would have to work on pacing. There were definitely some spots that caught me off guard, and like I turned the page and then there was this big fermata and I was like, wait, what? Anyway, I want to thank everyone that joined me today. I know there was Louis and his wife and Natalie, so thank you for everyone that joined today, and be sure to join me next week. If you have any suggestions for things I can read, by all means send them. Usually via Twitter is the best way, but you can also just comment on this video and I should be able to get it that way too. Or I don't know if you can message me via YouTube, but doesn't matter. Anyway, I hope you all have an absolutely delightful week and have fun sight reading if you sight read.